Hello, this is Nellorina from Reborn Babies by Nellorina, and in this video I'm going to show you how to prepare a bottle of fake formula or milk in 2 steps. We're going to seal the nipple using silicone glue, and then I'll also show you how to prepare fake formula or fake milk. Okay, we're going to start off by sealing the nipple of the bottle. This is actually just one way to make a fake bottle of formula or milk for a reborn. There are other ways to do it as well, but this is the best method that I've found because it's the most realistic. I'll show you a bottle that's already been prepared. This is one of the new style Playtex nursers. I've already put silicone inside of the nipple, and so the milk can actually flow all throughout the bottle. And when the nipple is full of milk, it really looks very realistic and very nice on your reborn doll, either as a prop or you know, in imaginative play. So this is a Playtex nurser. Lovely little bottle. I'll show you a way that I used to do it. I used to put saran wrap between the bottle and the lid. Just put a layer of saran wrap, and I would glue the saran wrap down, and I would glue the lid to the bottle, and that would definitely seal it all right, but the milk couldn't move from the bottle into the nipple, and just really not near as realistic as this method where you seal the nipple. So I'm really glad that I finally figured out the right way to do this, and it's very simple and very easy. So I'd like to share that with you. Alright, so the bottle that we're going to seal is one of these cute little glass even flow bottles. These are so cheap, but they are so cute, I think, especially for reborns, newborn sized reborns, because they're very small, so they look nice with the doll. And they're glass. I like glass bottles. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like glass bottles. I think they're safer than some people make them out to be. Babies, when they're very tiny, aren't actually usually grabbing the bottle or tossing it. It's usually mom or dad who are holding the bottle anyway, and we're pretty careful. All right, so get your silicone glue. This is premium waterproof silicone. It says rain ready in 3 hours, and I can tell you that it will be ready in 3 hours, or possibly even less. I've sealed a nipple before and then added the milk in probably about 2 hours later, and it was fine. Not that I'd recommend that. It's summertime, so perhaps the glue is drying faster in the heat. I'm not sure. Anyway, you can get silicone, gosh, a lot of places. This product has become so ubiquitous in the age. I think I got this possibly at Target. I've also purchased silicone glue at Home Depot, and I would suppose that a lot of box stores carry silicone glue. It's not too expensive, maybe $5 or $6 for a rather large tube. This will last me a very long time. So you'll need some silicone glue, and optionally you may use what I use. This is a wooden shish kebab skewer, rather small. I think I got these at the dollar store for $1, a whole package. And I found so many uses for them in reborning, so if you can get yourself some skewers, they'll be helpful. Alright, so you open your silicone glue, and we don't need much. Just a little drop, a little tiny glob on the end of our skewer. I like to use the flat end of the skewer, not the pointed end. What we're going to try to do is insert this tiny glob inside of the nipple up against the hole in the nipple, and try not to rub against the sides of the nipple so as not to make a mess. It is glue. It's going to dry wherever it does. It's supposed to dry clear, but you can still see it faintly. Okay, so just put your milk glob in there, like so. If it kind of creates a little crest, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it sort of looks like a tiny wave where the glue comes up from pulling it out with the skewer. We can fix that later when it's about halfway dry. I can go back in and kind of punch it down with my skewer, if that makes sense. It's correctable. So you want to make it as small and neat as possible, but also filling the hole. And definitely you want to put the glue inside the nipple, not on top of the nipple on the outside. That's not going to look near as good, and I don't even know if it'll do the job as well. Okay, so that's done. Now what I would do is set this aside for 3 hours or more, and then I could safely come back and fill the glass bottle with my fake formula or fake milk, screw the lid on, and I'm good to go. Now I'll show you how to make fake formula or fake milk. Now this bottle I sealed yesterday evening. This is another Playtex bottle, a Playtex Vent Air Advanced. It's quite a bit larger than the Even Flow and the Nurser there. It's about 9 ounces, and it's sort of curved. Yeah, that's kind of big. Maybe good for a bigger baby, like a 3 to 6 month old or larger. All right, so what I like to use to make fake formula or milk is fabric softener. This is Ultra Downy. I think a lot of different fabric softeners work just as well, but do be careful. You want to get one that is not tinted. I don't know why they have to make them colorful, but I've bought a jug of blue fabric softener for this purpose and was disappointed. Babies don't drink blue milk. All right, this is just pure white. You're gonna pour in whatever amount you want. You could fill it up, or you could have it halfway, or whatever. That's 5 ounces. That's quite a bit, but oh well, I put it in. 5 ounces is fine. This is a big bottle. Now, I'm going to tint mine using yellow food coloring. And again, there are other ways you could tint your formula or your milk. Let's see, I've heard of vanilla extract. I can't think of what else I've heard of, but I know I've heard of others. Yeah, yellow food coloring works fine as long as you use a very, very, very tiny amount of food coloring. When I first tried this, I put in just a single drop, and I thought, oh, that'll be safe. I'll probably have to add more. No, not the case. I ended up having to dilute that bottle several times before I got it light enough. With just one drop, it was like a really bright yellow, way too yellow for what I wanted. So don't do that. Now again, your skewer will come in handy if you have one. You can just get the tiniest amount. Even there I might have too much. Just make sure it's not too much. Because you can always add more if you need to later, but adjusting the color when you have too much color is a lot harder, and you might end up having to pour milk out unless you have another bottle or receptacle ready for it. Okay, so I'm just mixing it up. It might be hard to see the actual color on the film, or on the video, but this is really a personal preference thing. I actually like to make my fake milk a little bit more on the yellow side to mimic maybe breast milk, since that's the best food for baby if possible. And it just seems to tend to be slightly yellower than formulas, soy milk, or cow milk, for sure, more than cow milk. So I found out that I didn't put quite enough yellow into my liking, so I'm just going to add just a hint more. Another thing is, if you don't seal or glue the lid to the bottle, you can change the milk later. You may decide, oh, I don't really want 5 ounces in here. That's kind of a lot to lug around. Or I don't think that looks as realistic. Whatever. You could just take the lid off and change the quantity. Or maybe you're one of those people who really enjoys preparing the bottle and, you know, having some imaginative play with that. So then you might just make a new fresh bottle every time, just for the fun of it. Alright. Yeah. I might even want it a little yellower, but you get the idea. Screw the lid on. And then check it out. Oh, here's my Libby, my work in progress Libby head. What a chunk. Love this baby. Love this baby. So, here. It's a little hard without Libby's head filled. Oh, there's Libby. Drinking her bottle. Okay. Here's another one. Really a cute little Playtex nurser. Quite fond of these. And then of course tomorrow, or later on this evening, I'll be able to put formula in this one. If you have any questions, please just leave them as a comment and I'll answer them when I can. I hope that helps you. Thanks for watching.